long time. Here with me, but you're running after someone you don't love. Yeah, baby, why can't you see? Oh, why? Maybe one day you will open up your eyes and see that I do love you. Maybe you realize, 'cause if he don't love you, if he don't love you, yeah, then maybe I will, and baby I will. If he don't love you, if he don't love you, then baby I will, and baby I will. Yes I will. I ain't gonna put no pressure on you to love me, but I'm here if you need a real, real good man to love you constantly. Oh, maybe one day you will open up your eyes to see that I do love you. Maybe you realize, 'cause if he don't love you, if he don't love you, yeah, then maybe I will, and baby I will. If he don't love you, if he don't love you, then baby I will, and baby I will, yeah. Give you love in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, even late at night. Give you all of my money, yes I will, honey. Drop that zero and get with this hero. 'Cause if he don't love you, if he don't love you, then baby I will, and baby I will, yeah. If he don't love you, if he don't love you, then baby I will, and baby I will. Shower you with roses if he don't love you. Give you breakfast in bed, and baby I will. Make love to you constantly if he don't love you, baby I will.
Issues That Matter with Calvin Lester and Stephen Jackson on WKSH 97.7 The Heat.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm Calvin Lester. Stephen Jackson is out moving around. We got a lot of stuff going on in the city this evening, and he's out doing some service. We want to thank you for your kind attention on this Thursday evening, or as Stephen says, Friday Junior. Of course, again, you're listening to 97.7 The Heat, WKSH, where we play what we want to play and we say what we want to say, and we thank you for your attention. Listen, there are a lot of things that you could be doing, a lot of places you could be going, a lot of things that could take some of your valuable resources away in terms of your attention, your eyes, your ears, your whatever. We thank you, and we don't count it as robbery that you are taking the time to listen to us, and we appreciate it. And so I want to tell you as the listener and those that are watching on Beyonce's internet, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My pastor would say, thank you. Did you hear me? Thank you. You heard me? Thank you. So we appreciate you. And we would also ask that if you are on social media, you will see 97.7 The Heat. Listen, 97.7 The Heat is a movement. It's more than a station. Give us a like. When you see issues that matter that floats across your Facebook or floats across your Instagram. I don't know that we on X. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. But if you see us on social media, man, share us. Give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. Rate us well. And we appreciate that, man, because what we're trying to do is spread this information so as many people will find out what's going on and we can keep our people informed. Of course, we would not be here if it was not for the efforts of our station owner, Brother Johnny Antoine, who is so community-minded that he bends over backwards and twists himself in all kind of knots to make sure that this program happens, but also that a number of other programs happen to keep the community informed. This is community radio at its best. And please, please, please support 97.7 The Heat. Like, again, listening is great, but when you see the name, give us a thumbs up. You know, at some point in the year, you're gonna have some people that get out there and talk about what's Shreveport Bossier's favorite station. Well, hey, let them know 97.7 The Heat is your favorite station. And some of y'all are a certain age, we'll tell you, put your radio dial on 97.7 The Heat and break the dial. But, you know, we're not going to do that. So, but no, we thank you for your attention. So listen, we have a number of things to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on in the city, the state, whew, Lord, the nation and the world that we want to touch bases on. And of course, we would love to hear from you. Our number is 318-779-0459, 318-779-0459. One more time, 318-779-0459. Give us a call. Let us know that you're listening. Give us a holler. Tell us about what your thoughts are. There's a lot of stuff happening in the city, the state, the nation, and the world that we need to deal with, and we want to hear from you. I mean, we talk for a living, and we don't have no problem with that. Talking is not a problem. But we want to listen to you. We want to, you know, kind of let us know what we on the right and what we on the left and what's going on. So, Johnny, one of the first things I want to hit, and, you know, I'm glad Steven ain't here so he can't get in trouble. So, listen, some of the local media outlets are talking about, it's almost like they're cheering the issue that's going on in Shreveport City Court as it relates to Judge Shiva Sims. So let me be a million with you.
I hadn't heard anything about it.
Okay, well, it's out there.
Check.
I have known Judge Shiva Sims since I started law school. Judge Sims law school is 3 years, and when you're in your last year, your senior year, you're called a 3L. When you first get started, you're a 1L. She was a 3L when I was a 1L, so I've known Judge Sims for quite a while. I followed her career. I supported her when she became a judge. She is a lawyer's lawyer. She's practiced law. She's represented regular people in the neighborhood. She's from the neighborhood. You know, a number of people know her mom was a beautician and cosmetologist in Shreveport for a number of years. Her father is my fraternity brother, Dr. Howard Sims, who was a dentist, one of the few African-American doctors and dentists and professionals in the 50s and 60s. I don't know that he was the first dentist in the area, but he was one of the first dentist professionals in the area. And they practiced, and they made a difference in the Lakeside and Allendale areas. And so they are very, 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 very community-based. What I will tell you is this. If you read through the quote-unquote charges or the quote-unquote complaints, you know, it really, it's embarrassing. I mean, people are complaining because they didn't like the way they talked to her. Okay? She was asking questions, and it made it seem like she was on one side versus the other. Right? City court is a people's court. Many people show up in city court. They don't have legal counsel, and it's fine. The judge, more often than not, in city court has to be the judge, the lawyer for both sides, right, and the person who decides what's going out. The person who files a suit because somebody did not cut their tree the way they said they were going to do, they don't know the laws of civil procedure. They don't know what's in evidence and what's not. But the rules are relaxed in civil court, and so what the judge has to do is listen, ask questions, and pull information out of that. More often than not, people who come to city court, they're mad, they got their feelings hurt, they feel like somebody messed over them, and they want everybody to agree with them. And you may want people to agree with you, but you dead wrong. And if you don't get what you want, you go to the people.
So they're saying she was pulling a Judge Matthews.
Man, listen. I mean, dude, I read the quote unquote complaint, and I'm like, you're really talking about messing with her career behind people's feelings?
Who doing this though? Is it a political thing?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you what the
right?
politics are. Because there's always politics, Johnny.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like
So
like
in
personal.
Shreveport City Court, in all courts in the state of Louisiana, seniority determines everything. Because everybody is elected, everybody had the same districts, so there's not one judge over another when y'all on the same level. Like Judge Shiva Sims at City Court, the new judge, and we'll give her credit. Brittany Bass Arvey, she's a judge elect. She's gonna be down there in City Court. You got people like Judge John Mosley. You got people like Judge Ramon Lafitte. You got the chief judge, Judge Ramon Emmanuel at the district
city
court.
courts. Them city courts.
So you got City Court. That's Judge Shiva Sims.
Right.
You got district court, or people call the big courthouse on Texas Street.
Right.
That's Judge Emmanuel. That's
Michael
Judge
Pittman
Mosley,
and all them people.
Pittman, and folks like that. Okay. Then you've got Judge Shonda Stone, who is at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals,
she a little bit
who's
bigger.
a
She
little bigger,
higher.
right?
Right.
And over her is a Louisiana Supreme Court.
Court,
So
right.
city, state, Court of Appeals, state Supreme. Okay.
I gotcha.
Well, here's the deal, and you've heard me say this before. In Shreveport City Court, the previous chief judge was Judge Latier. Okay, Pam Latier. She retired. Well, guess who the new chief judge is?
Shiva.
Judge Shiva Sims.
Oh.
Okay, the most senior judge in Caddo District Court is guess who?
Shiva Sim.
No, Caddo District Court. That's the next the big
district
court.
court. Oh, yeah, the big
That's gonna
court.
be Judge Ramona Emanuel.
Wow.
Okay, the senior most judge at the Court of Appeals is Judge Francis Pittman.
Them people sound like they kind of got some color or something.
Well, Judge Shiva Sims is a graduate of Southern University Law School. She went to Dillard for undergrad. Judge Madam Hamilton, I know she's listening. Felicia Hamilton's over the Black Lawyers Association. She want to make sure I give her Dillard credit, so I gave her her Dillard credit. But she went to Southern for law school. Judge Ramona Emanuel is a graduate of Southern's Law School, both African Americans. Judge Frances Pittman is not a graduate of Southern. She's not white. So, well, she is white. She's not African American. But you guess who got the second most authority, seniority at the Second Circuit Court of Appeals?
Oh,
That will be Judge Shonda Stone.
wow.
So, in the courts of Shreveport City, Caddo Parish, and the number 2 senior judge for the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, granted, the city court handles the city of Shreveport. The district judge handles all of Caddo Parish. The Second Circuit Court of Appeals handles all appellate cases from the city and the parish, from the Texas line to the Arkansas line to the Mississippi line. It's huge.
Yeah, that's big.
It's huge. I would be lying if I told you how many parishes in, but it goes from Caddo Parish for the far west to Madison Parish and Tensas Parish on the far east. It literally goes from the Red River to the Mississippi River, and Arkansas is the border at the top. Okay,
An ideal situation.
all of the chief judges for all of the districts are female. 2 of the 3 are African American female.
Think they Democrats?
2 of the 3 graduated from Southern's Law School.
Come on, man. We keep saying that.
Well, I just got, hey,
keep rubbing
I ain't rubbing
Southern
in.
in.
No.
Yes, you rubbing it
Listen,
in, Calvin. You
listen. I
rubbing
have
it
plenty. I have plenty.
Steve,
I have
you
plenty.
rubbing it in, Steve.
I have plenty of my law school classmates that are graduates of Grambling State
But
University.
he rubbing it in, Steve.
He ain't here, Blake Tony. So listen, but the point of the matter is, there's a group of people. Now he gonna get a tiger.
Over there by you, I had to move him.
Oh, yeah, move. He's safe with me. But the point that I'm trying to make is this: there's a group of people, the same people who are calling Vice President Kamala Harris out her name, that have a problem with her, are some of the same people that have a problem with Judge Shiva Sims.
Next in line.
She ain't next in line. She at the top.
I know what I'm saying.
So if they bump her off the top
yeah, with the complaints.
or make her step back, then guess what?
Well, she ain't stepping back. I
No,
know
she's no, but no.
I did music when she was daughter, so I already know she ain't with that.
No, she's not with it, and she's not gonna be.
And
with
we
it.
should stand behind her.
And that's my point. What I want to tell our audience is this: when y'all see people of color who are elected officials in a certain newspaper, don't be so quick to talk bad about our people.
What newspaper?
Ask the question. Don't settle. Don't say They ain't giving no sponsorship. We ain't accepting no sponsorship.
Yeah, but we need to let them know what we need to let
They
them
know what I'm
it
talking about.
is,
They know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. I'm not gonna get that guy no shine.
Was he in his own paper?
He was in his own paper.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
He fair then, huh?
No, he wasn't in his own paper. He was in my paper. Now, if you want to see his mugshot, I can show it to
Know
you.
what I'm talking about.
But we ain't gonna do that.
We ain't gonna do that.
All I'm saying is this: when you see the status quo come after our folks, ask yourself, why are they coming after our people?
Right,
and I can guarantee you they're coming after our people because our people are standing strong.
Right.
If I'm down there with the foolishness, the question that you should ask, and I had a conversation, I'm gonna shout him out, my good friend and former colleague, Pastor Coach James Edward Green. I was at the ranch yesterday. We had a really great conversation. But one of the things the coach said was, when you see us in the paper, you need to wonder, don't wonder about who was in the paper. Be concerned about who wasn't in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you never see the person that you voted for in that paper,
somewhat.
they down there skinning and grinning, shucking and jiving, because if you shucking and jiving, I got you. I don't need you.
Right.
The whole purpose of that I almost said a bad word.
Don't do it.
Yeah, because I ain't trying to mess your FCC situation up. The only purpose of that paper is to malign and diminish the credibility of our elected officials with our people. They want us to leave us alone, and we got to stop doing that. So,
I mean, that's the biggest deal for me, man. With us around here, it's just like, all the stuff that's going down in the city and stuff like that. We have to support this movement that's going on in the city.
You got to be listen.
Look, if you don't understand it, fine. Research it.
Yes.
Look at it and see what was going on.
Ask somebody.
Cal, I want to ask you, was it true that they came back and revisited and gave him the liquor license? Is that true?
From what I understand, I don't know that they gave him the liquor license. I think what they did was they extended the hours. I think what 50 and his folks asked for was, they didn't deny them liquor license. What they denied them was the ability to have open containers. They said no to that. What they did do was they allowed them to operate extra hours. But by doing that, they really wasn't doing that for 50. They were doing that for the folks that were already here.
Right, making the money.
Yeah. I mean, because at the end of the day, listen, it's about the bread, right?
Right.
Anytime, and which segues to the next thing, let me back up for a second. Let me hit this point and let it go. I practiced law in front of a guy named Gary Bowers. Mm-hmm. He was white and he was rude every day. I mean, you would file something in front of Judge Bowers. He was at Kettle District Court. He was the judge in family court. So if you got a divorce, you got child support, stuff like that, people that are married, you got to go down there. Judge Bowers, if he didn't like your petition, he would draw on your petition in red writing. Oh yeah, yes. He would draw lines through your stuff and send it back to you.
Like a teacher.
Exactly, which is highly insulting. But at no point did the Judicial Commission come after Judge Bowers. Right. So I'm gonna just leave that where it is. Now, to my next thing. Humor and Harmony is coming next week. This weekend you have the Louisiana Municipal Association. Here's what we have to start to realize in the city of Shreveport. And New Orleans has figured this out. Cities run on sales taxes, not property taxes. Okay? So new people with new money is a good thing.
Right.
People come from out of town, they got to have a place to stay.
Yeah.
You pay taxes on that.
Right. Hotel.
They got to get gas.
Gas.
You pay money.
Mm-hmm.
You got to pay tax on that.
Right.
They got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Whether they going to the restaurant or to the grocery store, they got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
You pay taxes on that.
Right.
Okay. They gonna move around.
And they gonna want to drink. I'm just gonna be honest.
They gonna they man. Listen, they drinking.
Mm-hmm.
They spending money on that.
Yeah, they vacation. They coming home. They coming take
Okay.
a whole little.
They gonna buy the T-shirts.
Yeah.
They gonna buy the little Shreveport trinkets.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna buy the little shot glasses. What places like New Orleans have figured out is tourism is a huge deal.
Boy, you don't hit a milestone.
Okay.
Because the stuff. To be honest with you, Calvin, we have no black We have no black. To me, I'm just gonna say to me, stuff like you can get from Louisiana, and when you go down to New Orleans, man, you see the voodoo shop, you
Bruh.
see all this stuff down there.
At the end of the day, that's what
Souvenirs.
it's about.
Souvenirs.
T-shirts,
Yeah.
cups, thimbles, pencils, the stuff that's that you see at the airport to say, "Hey, man,
Yeah. I was in Shreveport.
I was in Shreveport." We
Wow,
have to
it
get
is,
to
man.
that point because that's where the money is, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, in New Orleans, there literally is a festival every month.
Mm-hmm.
Jazz festival,
Right.
Voodoo Fest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going down in October for fried
Essence
chicken.
Fest, everything.
Essence Fest is huge, but bruh, fried chicken. Have you done the fried chicken fest?
Mm-mm.
Bruh, Johnny,
It's good.
bruh, Johnny.
I know they got a gumbo.
Johnny,
place.
they got a
Okay.
gumbo fest, and that's cool, Johnny.
What's the chicken?
Fried chicken fest in New Orleans.
When they having it?
It's in October, the first weekend in October. It's the first weekend in October. It's at the Lakefront Arena, the Lakefront where Lake Pontchartrain is.
Mm-hmm.
It's personal for me because I told y'all before I did my first 2 years at the University of New Orleans, so I went to school there. So it's literally on the campus of UNO, and it's nice. It's you got at behind UNO. There's almost like a beach kind of deal, and it's nice. And it's October, so it ain't too hot, it ain't too cold. The wind coming off the what you call it. You got you an adult
Pontchartrain.
beverage. You got the food is good, the vibe is good, the music is good. Man, listen.
It's down. You said
It's in New Orleans
East Bank?
East. It's in the east. It's at the end of Elysian Fields,
Okay.
and it's literally behind University of New Orleans Student Center,
Oh, okay.
which is the first place I learned to eat crawfish and saw the Charmaine Neville and the Neville brothers. But that's a whole nother lecture. But it's right there and it's great. But the point that I'm making is they look to create festivals and reasons for people to come to their city.
Right.
I said that to say you really have people in the barbershops and beauty shops and on social media in Shreveport with their mouth poked out because a multimillionaire African American is spending his money in our city to bring people to town. And it's people mad.
But Captain, we got it. That's one
Y'all gotta
reason
get
why.
over that, man.
That's the reason why we have to.
You gotta
Here at
get over
97.7, we got to promote. We got to push a positive agenda.
Positive.
So we need to change the mindsets of everybody
Absolutely.
because 50 Cent got shot 9 times. He not trying to come down here and get shot 9 times.
No.
The man trying to make money.
He has brought. Listen, Johnny. This man is a multimillionaire.
Right, big time.
Okay, he is bringing his products, his inventory, his capital,
His movies,
his whole 9 yards.
everything coming.
Now, if you've never shot a movie before, you're not gonna get in 50 Cent movie.
Right.
Let's just stop there.
Yeah. You know.
You ain't never. I mean,
you might be an extra. You might can be an
you might
extra.
get an
'cause
extra,
he
but
gonna
I'm
need
saying,
some extras.
but I mean, and he gonna need that. But I'm saying, you were at the church cantata when you was 15, you 40, and you feel like, well, 50 in Shreveport, I need to go give him my resume. No, bruh, that ain't what it is. Okay, but there will be opportunities for you to bring yourself to the next level.
Yeah.
We gotta work it.
Who knows? I mean, who knows? I mean, anything can happen. But the thing is that we got to get out this negative twist.
We gotta
because
stop that.
every time somebody try to come to, I mean, and even though I ain't like it, and you might have
It's
more
okay.
insight on it. I mean, when Ollie Tyler came here, she was trying to bring that league here,
Right.
and they had the investors to try to build
Right.
The stadium and everything for
Right.
it. Not stadium, but you know what I'm talking about.
They were trying to do a soccer field, Major League Soccer.
And they was trying to do the NBA. Remember, they was trying to do the.
I remember talking about the G League.
Yeah, the
G League for the
exactly.
Pelicans. Right.
And the people was coming down and wanted to invest the money, and the city council was like, "No, we're not doing that. We're not putting no money up. We're not." They was trying to bring some kind of entertainment, to downtown. I mean, when she was, she wasn't the best mayor, but it's just to the point to where she did try to bring something here. Because we was losing everything. We lost GM. We lost Libby Glass. We was losing everything. Right. So she was like, well, let's bring another attraction downtown.
Right.
And that's what this man doing. Because if you go downtown, I went down there. He actually trying to set up this dome.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went down, man, y'all drive down and look at it, encourage the people.
Yeah.
Y'all go look at it and just see it's on the old Coco Palace parking lot. Right. Where he trying to really just... He even talking about bringing a big Ferris wheel like in New York here.
Listen, again, the man could have gone anywhere in the world.
Anywhere.
And I have it on good information that he tried to do this other places and they sent him away.
I met him. when we was shooting the movies. I was working with the movie industry.
Right.
The man was running down Milam Street with a black SUV behind him. And me and Eric was over at the old spot. He was talking about putting a barbecue joint.
Right.
I said, man, ain't that 50 Cent?
Right.
And he was right there jogging down by Booker T by the golf course.
Right.
And I stopped and I said, man, what are you doing down Milam Street?
Right.
In one of the most historical areas.
Right.
You don't even know that.
Right.
In one of the most historical areas. And you jogging down the street, man. He started like, man, you know I'm shooting this movie. I said, I knew you was shooting here, but I didn't expect you to see you running. But guess what, Calvin? The funny thing about it now, I see white people running down Milam Street now.
Man, listen.
What in the world is going on?
At the end of the day, if we embrace what 50 and G Unit are doing, it can be a tremendous benefit for the city.
Right.
I mean, what we have to do is we have to get off this thing that if it ain't my idea, I don't want to support it. Man. I mean, because that's not about the business. You know, if we're gonna grow and develop, we have to get past this town mentality that we have. The town says, you know, I like Johnny, but you know, I don't want to see Johnny make no money, so I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, I jumped the line with the radio station.
Yeah, I know.
I jumped the line.
I know
that's
you
the reason
did.
why they don't. That's the reason why they don't want to support me. They say, man, you jump line.
But guess what? But you put your stuff together. You set a course, and you're doing something that's going to benefit the people. Mm-hmm. What we have to do is more things like that. And again, one of the things that I'm working on, and you know, there are some people that are spokesmen for G Unit and that whole deal. And, you know, after, well, maybe before, because I think the event is this week, not this weekend, but next weekend, we might be able to get one of those folks to come on the air and talk to us about what they're doing. They've moved around to other radio stations, and so I will reach out to them to see about, you know, getting them to come on maybe next week.
I met the guy last night that was building the deal you talking about. Mm-hmm. He's over it, but he's over also the reconstruction of the Millennium Studios. Mm-hmm. And Calvin, when I told him, when I pulled up to him, I said, hey, man, I'm Johnny Antoine. I can introduce myself. 97.7 FM, a black-owned radio station. I also have a studio in town. Mm-hmm. And when I showed him the pictures of everything, he said, why we don't know this? He actually said out his mouth.
No, I believe it.
He
so
said,
here's what I'm gonna commit to doing. I'm gonna reach out to some of the folks that know some of the folks inside their organization, and we'll try to get them on one day next week, if not next week, because I know they got a lot of stuff going on with Human Harmony, but we might be able to get them on the week after that. But I will work toward trying to get somebody that's a representative of that group to come and talk to the audience about what they're trying to do.
Yeah, because we got to get the city on. We got to get the city on this, man.
We do.
We really do. I mean, any event he have, he's spending his money, he doing it. He making money, can't be mad at it, but he also offering.
But listen, man, listen. Again, we don't have hotels, but we have restaurants, we have other businesses.
Right, right.
And so there's an opportunity for us to partake in that. If listen, if 10,000 people come next weekend, okay?
Right.
You can't put 10,000 people in Orlando's.
No.
It's not going to happen.
It's enough for everybody.
Okay? You can't put 10,000 people in Eddie's. It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
You can't put 10,000 people in
Cassandra's down there.
Cassandra's.
It's not going to happen.
Right?
It's enough for everybody.
It's enough for everybody. So instead of sitting around at the barbershop being the mad rapper, with your mouth poked out because, he ain't talk to you, what you need to do is put your stuff together, and when the people need to eat, you be down there where the people need to eat. Listen,
That's it.
Johnny, let me tell you, man, I'm old enough, and you are too, to remember, who used to clean up downtown? The Burrito Man.
Yeah.
The Burrito Man.
And old boy that had the hot dog stand.
Bruh.
Dude, I used to go down there at 1 o'clock in the morning to get them great hot dogs.
Come on, man.
What's that dude's name? God,
Johnny, the Burrito Man and the Hot Dog Man.
Make money, bro.
Bruh, outside of whatever the name of the club is, I'm gonna date myself.
Used to be.
I mean,
Yep.
we can talk about Mabel's, we can talk about Legends, we can talk about any of that stuff that was down there. Bijou. I mean, you can talk about any of that stuff that was downtown.
Well, you remember Bijou?
Man, listen.
You remember what that was? Queen had down Paradise Island alley.
Man, listen.
You remember D's? What that was?
Bruh,
Denim and Diamonds.
Listen.
big
Bruh,
burro.
Listen. Denim and Diamond was so hot. Denim and Diamond was so hot that I was underage and they wasn't letting us in.
Right.
So what we used to do is we used to go to the parking lot. And incidentally, the same parking lot that spawned the whole Shreveport parking lot pimping is a parking lot where 50 Cent gonna do his deal.
Yeah.
But I mean that's what it was. I mean, you had MGs right down the corner. It became 318 at some point. But the point that I'm making is this.
I played with Men at Large in that little bitty hole in the wall right across from the Men at Large came down here with Gerald Levert.
Yes.
I was with Windstorm, dude. That little bitty club had Men at Large.
Bruh.
And then we had the Rude Boys.
They was all a set. And and he's listening now. My cousin Stan used to always promote Gerald Levert.
Oh yeah.
And he brought Gerald Levert down here a couple of times. And I remember I think one of the last times Gerald Levert was in Shreveport, my ex-wife was pregnant with the twins.
Right.
And we went to the show, and I was like, so now I know you like Gerald Levert. You ain't having these babies at the Gerald Levert concert.
Yeah.
We're not finna do that. We're not finna do that. But no, man, I like I said, Shreveport has a history of having opportunity. What we have to do is we have to get to the mindset of we're going to support what's going on. There are people who are listening around. We're gonna take a real quick break. That they talking about ain't nothing happening, and Friday at 4:00 you look for them. They on I-20 West headed to Dallas.
Right.
And it's like, well, if the money that you spend and the time that you spend driving to Dallas, going to Deep Ellum, and what's the name of that place where everybody was playing and they was dancing on the tables and they kicked them out? The place in Dallas.
I don't know a lot of clubs.
It was a place. It was a very famous black-owned brunch spot in Dallas.
Wow.
Y'all call it and tell us.
I did see
and
that.
the people were dancing on the table and they kicked them out. But I'm saying, why spend that time and money and energy driving to Dallas when you could support something in Shreveport?
Entertainment here.
And I believe that if we come and support Human and Harmony, then you've got somebody in 50 Cent who can create scenarios where he can bring some artists
right
that we would enjoy, that he could get on for love, that we can get to experience, and it ain't gonna cost us an arm and a leg. You know,
I think it's just, man, we stereotype him and put him as a rapper and not a businessman, and that's a big
I don't know
part
why
of
you
it,
would do
man.
that. That dude made an initial investment in what's that water company? It made like $200 million. Smart Water.
Yeah,
Yeah, it made $200 million. If he never put out another record,
is it the vitamin water?
Smart Water, Vitamin, I want him to.
I think that's
all
what
I think all at the same time. But
Right,
I mean, he hit a lick,
Hit a lick.
stock split, and boom, 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 boom. So listen, we're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about this some more. We want to hear from you. This is 97.7 Heat WKSH. We play what we want to play and say what we want to say. Come back after the quick break. We'll be right back.
318-779-0459. Like I told y'all last week, we need to hear from you. Give us a call.
Fellas, I wonder, would you mind if I talk to you for a second about a little something that's on my mind? What a woman really needs. You're out here running around thinking you God's gift to every woman, but you need to take care of the one that you have at home. Can't be leaving her there all alone. Now listen to me. Sit down with your lady. Listen to what she has to say. Don't be so quick to talk about yourself. It'll only push her away. Cause a woman is sensitive in every way. You have to make her feel special each and every day. You got to treat her right. Make her feel special. All you gotta do is treat her right. Treat her right, yeah. Make her feel special. You gotta make her feel wanted. Treat her right. And needed. Make her feel special. You have to make that woman feel that she means the whole world to you. Listen, listen. The same thing it took to get that woman hooked. Gonna take the same thing to keep her, yeah, yeah, yeah. Now you can't keep going through the motions like she's not there. Gotta make that woman feel that you really, 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 really care. Treat her right, yeah. Make her feel special. Oh, you gotta treat her right. Treat her right, yeah. Make her feel special. Oh, treat her right. You gotta do it special. You gotta love in the morning, in the evening, and in the afternoon too. And when she get tired of that, ask her what else does she want you to do. Make her feel special. Oh, you gotta treat her right. Oh, you gotta love her, yeah. Make her feel special. Every time you want it, you gotta treat her right. Treat her right, make her feel special. Oh, treat her right. Yeah. Make her feel special. Every doggone time you want treat her right. Every doggone time she needs it. Feel special. You gotta think about the things that her girlfriend's got that she ain't got. You gotta go out and get them for her. Yeah. Make her feel special. Treat her right.
Issues That Matter with Calvin Lester and Stephen Jackson on WKSH 97.7 The Heat.
And we are back. We're back. I'm Calvin Lester. As I said earlier, Stephen Jackson's out serving the community. We thank him for that. In town this weekend, you'll see a lot of activity in and around the Shreveport Convention Center. What that is the Louisiana Municipal Association. The Louisiana Municipal Association is the organization that represents the cities, the towns, the unincorporated areas in and around the state of Louisiana. So you've got cities like Shreveport, Bossier, of course, you know that, but then you've got cities like Arcadia, Ringo, Oil City, just the gamut, places that you may have never heard of, Cocodrie, Mamou, all those other kind of cities, and they are here in our city. I want to say they're here today, tomorrow, Saturday, and I think the conference may be over Sunday. The conference moves around the state. A number of times it's in places like Baton Rouge and Lafayette, New Orleans, but they're in Shreveport. And so what I would ask is, if you see some people walking around downtown, if you see some people at your favorite restaurant that look like they are a little out of place and they're kind of wondering, be nice, be friendly. Welcome to Shreveport. You know, those are folks that are coming to our town with out of town money. They're here to spend, and you know, we need to make a good impression on them so that they will come back. And so please, if you're downtown, if you're at some of the local watering holes, if you're at the Hilton, if you're at some of those establishments in the downtown entertainment district, say, hey, welcome to Shreveport. We're glad you have. Now, let me tell you, you're not working for the Chamber of Commerce, but let me say this. If any of you, which a lot of you have, gone to places like New Orleans, and we're going to use that as an example, when there is a convention in town, the folks in the hospitality industry know that there is a convention in town, and they make a point to say, hey, welcome to the city. Hey, how you doing? Hey, oh no, they made me feel so good. And guess what happens, Johnny? Them people come back. Because everybody can go to New Orleans, and New Orleans is a great place. It's different. But some folks from down there go to New Orleans all the time. They want to do something different. They want to get in the car and they want to drive a couple of hours and leave South Louisiana behind. They don't necessarily want to go to Dallas. They want to come to Shreveport, and they want to be able to eat some food and have a good time and have an adult beverage or not, or some coffee, whatever they like, and enjoy themselves. We have to realize that tourism is a major industry. And Shreveport can really come up if we embrace the tourism angle. Let these people feel good when they come to town. Smile at them. Don't be mean mugging these people, Because guess what? When they spend their tax dollars, that's less tax dollars we got to ask from you. Let them pick up the tab for this weekend, So no, be nice to these people that's coming in from out of town. Smile at them and have a good time. Be ambassadors for your city. Let them go back to their hometown and say, you know what? This is my first time. Because let me be a million with you, Johnny. A lot of times when they have these conferences like LMA, this is a lot of people's first time coming to Shreveport. And you would be surprised. No, you didn't, because you went to Grambling. A lot of people have a vision of Shreveport that ain't accurate. They think that Shreveport is something like Vacherie or Zachary. Like we small, and they come, they like, man, I didn't know y'all had all this. Like,
exactly,
we do, but y'all don't ever come up here, so y'all sell us short, And they swear, and I used to have this fight with my former in-laws, that they think it take longer to get from New Orleans to Shreveport than it does from Shreveport to New Orleans. Oh, bruh, let me tell you something. If you got people from down south, when they come to see you, they like, oh my God, it took us so long to get him. And we come down here every Thanksgiving, we drive on the same highway,
same distance.
The same distance. But no, man, they never like to leave. So, a number of people from South Louisiana and other parts of the state that are coming to enjoy Shreveport, the Shreveport-Bossier area. Make sure you smile at them and wave and welcome them to the city and say, hey, man, thank you. You'll be surprised how far that goes. You'll be surprised how far that goes.
You know, another thing to me, Calvin, is we gotta learn how to be multicultural, because Garth Brooks come in town, they shouldn't. We have always separated our events
right,
in this city,
right,
and to separate your event, meaning that you only like certain type of music, we only like I like country,
right.
But a lot of time, guess what? They don't advertise it to the point to where we know it's going down.
Right.
Just like, for instance, for us too,
Right.
we can have some at the Melissa or have some, and we don't advertise it. It's not that they don't know, but we just don't. We don't. It don't
I got what you're
coincide.
saying.
It's just kind of messed up to me because the white people had a concerts and then the black people had a concerts.
Right.
And that's just the way it's been in Shreveport for years. It's just like the festivals we have.
Music is let me say this. Music is a universal language. You know that more than anybody else,
Right.
right? Ain't no such thing as black music or
Nah,
white music. There's
nah.
music, right? There may be genres. We might put a name on it, but music is music at the end of the day. What I will say to you is what we need to embrace, and you're right, in Shreveport is this idea of multicultural. Here's what I appreciate about the folks in New Orleans.
Oh yeah, they had
Bruh,
everything.
you can play rock, you can play roll,
They had everything.
you can play hillbilly, you can play
Bluegrass.
country, you can play bluegrass.
They there.
I mean, it's a lane for you.
Right,
and
right.
so what we need to do is we need to give opportunities for these different genres of music.
Yes.
And hey, you know, I'm not a country music fan per se,
right.
but I've heard a couple of Garth Brooks songs,
That's
and
some nice
I rock
song.
with them.
That's a nice song.
I'm not ever gonna be listening to KRMD or whatever the KWKH or whatever the country station is, right? But I'm gonna tell you, Darius Rucker can sing, and I'm gonna listen to some of that, right?
Right.
Willie Jones can sing,
Right.
I'm gonna listen to some of that.
Willie Jones just over here.
Oh, okay, that's what's
Yeah, he
happening.
was over here last week before last, man.
Willie's
He got a Beyonce cut coming out,
He
bro, with
does.
Beyonce.
That's
and
what's
he
happening.
Co-wrote it with Beyonce.
Willie's little sister and my children started in kindergarten together. So I've known Willie for a while. He's a great guy. His family's good people. But
We
Well,
gotta stop being so separate
no,
in
no,
this
listen,
city.
listen.
It's just
What we got to accept is music is music, people are people, but here's what's important, Johnny. The money is the money.
yeah.
Do you think if people in New Orleans got a problem with, listen, man, look, if David Duke and the Ku Klux Klan want to have a convention, guess what?
Yeah, I have it.
They're going to have it. You do know David Duke is from Metairie, right? He from Metairie.
Dog.
He from Metairie.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
Metairie or Kenner. You know, I'm gonna say that, and if I'm wrong, my phone gonna blow up, and the people from New Orleans gonna tell me whatever. But he from over there. So I mean, again, we have to embrace multiculturalism. We have to give everybody a place. One of the, and I'm gonna segue into something that happened. You know, y'all partner number 45 went to the National Association of Blacks in Germany.
I actually heard
NABJ.
that. That was ridiculous.
Let me tell you something, man. I watched that, and it was I'm not gonna say embarrassing.
Man, but let me
It
ask
was
you,
insulting.
how in the world is he even another candidate for president with just the comments that you heard
I mean,
him say?
The fact of the matter is, Johnny, there are a lot of people that think what he thinks.
Wow.
I mean, just let's call it what it is.
Wow.
There are a lot of people who think what he think. 40 million people voted for him. 40 million people voted for him. There's somebody at the PTA Association with your kids that voted for this man and that foolishness twice. That's gonna vote for him a third time. Okay, so that's something that we gotta acknowledge and just deal with. Excuse me. The thing for me was they had a group of people where he could have spoken to what's going on, right? Mm-hmm. He could have said, listen, these are my policies. This is this. Here's the thing about Donald Trump. He's the same guy.
Ain't changed.
He's not changing. If he for you, he for you. If he against you, he's against you. And the thing is, he's not for black people. He's not for the coloreds. He has his one or two African Americans, and he doesn't appreciate. I mean, he's talking about. It was bad enough he said black jobs at the debate.
That's
he was on
crazy.
the stage yesterday talking about black jobs.
That's
And the
crazy.
sister asked him, "What are the black jobs?" He was like,
You know how I look at Trump? Trump is to me like this. It's better or worse, not good or bad, wrong or right. It's better or worse.
Okay.
And the reason why I say better or worse, because you're really picking the best of the worst with him, rocking with him. It's not about wrong and right, because wrong and right, we all know that. You know when you're wrong. You know when you're right. But when you select better or worse, you're saying, okay, he might be worse, or he might not be the best, but I'm gonna rock with him. That's just my take on it.
I think he's dead ass wrong.
America. I know he is, but I'm saying, but America has adopted that better or worse than right and wrong.
And because there are people who believe that money is the only thing that matters to them. And they believe if I have enough money, the social stuff I can get past. Here's a problem with that. If you're white and a multimillionaire, you can be a white multimillionaire that's maybe even of African descent. You may be a multimillionaire that's Indian, like this Vance guy's wife. They'll give you an exception. There are too few African American or black multimillionaires. They're not going to give us an exception. Their program is fueled by the hatred that says to the Southern white person. Because the reality is the Republican Party has not, their policies do not help poor white people. They've never helped poor white people.
Well, I mean,
What they no. Here's what they sold to them. At least you're not black. That's dude. Jesse Helms in 1988 was running for re-election as senator, United States Senator in North Carolina. Harvey Gantt, who was a mayor of Charlotte, very articulate black man, very well spoken, a lawyer in the whole 9 yards, was running and was surging, was probably going to beat him. They had a commercial, and the commercial was real simple. They had a white hand holding some money, and then they had a black hand knock the white hand off and grab the money and said, "Is this what you want, North Carolina?" Their racist behavior is what has undergirded the Republican Party since 1968. Richard Nixon called it the Southern Strategy. If y'all don't believe me, Google Southern Strategy. When Lyndon Baines Johnson did the Voting Rights Act of the Civil Rights Act of 64 and the Voting Rights Act of 65, the Republicans went to the southern states and said, hey, they're taking your rights away. They're going to free your Negroes, and that's going to be a problem. And the South started slowly but surely going more and more Republican, more and more to the right. Because what the Republicans and the elites did and the rich folks did was say, the reason why, Billy Ray, you don't have no money, you living in this trailer park, is because Johnny is down there taking your job. Taking your money, your opportunity. What have they talked about all last week? DEI. She's a DEI hire. She's a DEI hire. There's no way she could be vice president. Wait a minute. She was a district attorney. She was attorney general for the largest, most populous state in California is big enough to be a country. Okay, and then she was elected to the United States Senate from the largest, most populous state in the union. She has more votes than some people have ever had in their life. Some people, the Wisconsin, not Wisconsin, Wyoming, that brought you Liz Cheney and them folks, they have more cows than they have people.
Damn.
It's true. North Dakota, Alaska, South Dakota, ain't nobody in there. It's more people who live in the District in Columbia, Washington, D.C., than 4 or 5 other states. But they don't have no representation. The point that I'm trying to make is this. They make her a DEI hire. I saw Kamala Harris's Instagram, and I'm going to shut it down on this. She said, growing up, my mother made chutney, which is an Indian dish. My dad made collard greens. When he was a kid, Donald Trump's dad tried to make sure black people didn't live in his apartments. And that's a fact. Donald Trump's daddy, Fred, was sued by the NAACP and the state of New York for keeping black folks out of his housing. Trump is German, as in the Nazis. Look it up.
That's why he liked the Russians.
Hey.
But you know what? I'm gonna tell you what else turned me out. For all you fine Christian folks
Man.
that was talking all that noise, Trump told you, I'm not a Christian, but I like y'all.
Bruh.
You heard him tell him that,
Man, listen, that
This
dude,
man
let me
came out
tell you
and
when I was,
said, I'm not a Christian, but I
Bruh.
need Christian folks to vote for me.
and he
Okay,
also said if you
Christopher.
vote for me this time, it's going to be the last time you have to vote,
Yeah, exactly.
which means he got something up his sleeve,
got
but we
something
ain't
up his
voting no more.
sleeve.
It's crazy, bruh. If you remember when he was president, I'm going to shut it down this because we can talk all day. When he was president, he stood outside of the church. He held up the Bible and shook the Bible, but he had the Bible upside down.
Right, that was a sign.
Come on, man. This is the same guy that they ask him, what's his favorite Bible verse? He said, I like it all. The Old Testament and the New Testament. We said, what's your favorite Old New Testament? 2 Corinth. 2 Corinth? You mean 2 Corinthians? Man, sit you.
He said,
He said 2 Corinth.
I just want y'all to know, all you Christians out there that's
I
talking.
love
all that
y'all.
noise,
I love y'all Christians.
but I'm not a Christian.
Man, listen.
I'm not a Christian, but I love y'all.
Bruh.
And I want y'all. I need y'all vote though, and you ain't got to do
All
it
of
no
us
more.
have come short of the glory of God. Our righteousness in our best day is like a filthy rag. Having said that, it's people that's pushing Trump, and he done violated the first 4 or 5 of the commandments every time he opened his mouth.
He don't even believe in him.
Bruh, every time he opened his mouth, he's a violator.
He don't believe in him.
He's a violator. But, listen, at the end of the day, here's what's going to have to happen. We're going to have to fight. We're going to have to vote. And if we do that, we'll win. But we got to do it. So listen, we thank you for your attention. This has been Issues That Matter, 97.7 The Heat, WKSH. We play what we want to play. We say what we want to say. And we thank you for your attention. We'll talk to you next week. Have a great weekend. And be nice to some people that's coming in from out of town this weekend. Be an ambassador for the area. Have a great evening. Be nice to some people that's coming in from out of town this weekend.
Queen, you love.